We believe that freedom of religion is very important, important steps towards peace. Can you tell us about your work in this area? You hear me?
I didn't hear you. Are you talking to Jerry or myself? I couldn't hear.
I will.
To Dr. Love, yeah, to you, Dr. Love.
Yes, yeah. Mr. Love, we believe that freedom of religion is very important steps towards peace. Can you tell us about your work in this area?
In the area, I'm sorry, in the area of?
About freedom of religion.
Freedom of religion.
Sorry, it's just not quite clear.
We believe that freedom of religion is a very important step towards peace.
Oh, great.
So, what do you do about this? Yeah.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Line is good.
I think freedom of religion is one of the key issues of the day. So, for example, here in the U.S., Peace Catalyst worked with Christians, Muslims, and Jews to develop what we call the 7 resolutions, and it's against prejudice, hatred, etc. And these resolutions were an attempt to partner, just as you were talking about the similarities with the Quran, the Torah, and the Injil, and the Gospel. So we came together and wrote 7 resolutions, but the purpose was to say, we believe Muslims, as Americans, should have freedom to build mosques in the U.S. And so we came together and formally protected the rights and freedom of Muslims in the U.S., and we want to continue that. I went and spoke in the Philippines. There's an organization, the Philippine Center for Islam and Democracy, led by Amina Rasul, and she had me come and speak at a conference there. And one of the things I mentioned near the end of my talk is I said we always need to protect the minorities. So I was a Christian with the majority Christians in the Philippines speaking to Muslims. And I said, so I want to protect your rights here. But in Indonesia, where I lived before, Christians are the minority. So they need to be protected. So I think this is one of the huge peacemaking issues of our era. So I'm so grateful you asked, and I will continue if I may. I've just met with Dr. Saeed Saeed of the Islamic Society of North America, and I was so encouraged to hear that they have begun an emphasis on religious minorities in Muslim-majority countries. They're gathering scholars together and taking initiative in this important area. Now, I'm not a Muslim, so I don't know all the Muslim initiatives, but I just want to say I think this is great, and I'll be promoting this in different ways and working with ISNA and the Muslim leaders there to make this known. I do think the challenge of persecution, after mentioning and affirming my Muslim friends and leaders with ISNA, this is a big challenge around the world. Mm. The persecution of minorities. I know a lot of Christians are persecuted. So I think the challenge for Muslim peacemakers and Christian peacemakers is to work at all levels, and especially it would be great if we could partner so we are protecting minorities, whether they're Muslims or Christians anywhere in the world. I think that's pleasing to God. One of Jesus' great nicknames in the Bible is Prince of Peace. And so we're serious about following him and trying to do that. And thank you for this opportunity just to mention this very important topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Jerry, your comment, please.
Well, the one thing that I know Ockar brought this up quite a bit is, and it's also in the Quran, that Muslims are to protect all people of all religions, and even people of no religions. It's also, in the other books of faith. there are, I think, a lot of romanticism sometimes, and sentimentalities that come into some of the different religions, especially when you look at the more conservatives in any religion. And the thing of it is, and I like the comment that was made a while ago. We can go right back to that. Read the gospel and follow it, whether you're Muslim or Jewish or Christian. Follow your faith and follow it well, and follow it to the book. And I think that would eliminate a lot of the problem we have with the discrimination that we see.
One of the other things that we emphasize in Peace Catalyst is what we call the Dawah Evangelism Peace Project. Dawah is, as you know, I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but the Arabic term for invitation or Islamic propagation of the faith, and then evangelism is sharing the good news. But the reality is, as I see it, and especially if we're going to be talking to conservative Muslims and conservative Christians, is in many ways we're both missionary religions. We want to share our faith, and so the challenge is, I think, for the future, especially in a globalized world, the interconnected world, is we need to acknowledge that Muslims will share their faith, Christians will, and yet we need to live in peace. And that's going to take people with strong faith, and it's one of those things that we need to put on the table. It's not really popular on both sides in many ways, but I think this is part of dealing with freedom of religion and persecution.
All right.